Hello, everybody. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV, the last one, the last video for a good while because I am cream cracker. You know what I'm saying? To my right is Mitch. Lucas is in America, but he's on his way. He will be here shortly. And we're here to talk about Lopetegui's arrival and Paqueta's potential prison sentence. That's what it's fucking looking like at the minute. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to E20 Zone TV, it goes a long way. Mitch, how are you?
Bit tired. I'm good.
Right, let's start with Paqueta, mate. What's going on? Because I think he's going to Nick, mate. Honestly,
Um, I think he
it's
knows
West
it's
Ham,
coming.
isn't it?
He knows
It's
it's coming
West
to
Ham, isn't
soon.
it? Go on.
It's scary because we could lose a lot of money here on the player, and this
Right.
could really hurt us as a club as well. And not just obviously the money side of it, but if he isn't able to play next season, fuck, we're gonna really miss we're gonna really miss him, and Lopetegui's gonna have a real job on his hands. Uh, Good evening, Keith. Um,
I'm worried, mate. Big time about this one. I'm
mm,
not gonna lie. Spot betting or spot fixing is fucking a dangerous game, mate, to get in. Like, because what
yeah,
it is, people keep getting the two sort of mixed up, and you can't prove it. You can prove it because the market will, on any sort of betting situation, the market fluctuates. You know this, Mitch. I've told you this many
yeah,
a times, right? When something's getting backed in, then you can see where the money's going. Now, if Paqueta's playing, let's just say Burnley, and the market's at a steady rate, or he's playing Sheffield United and the market's at a steady rate, then all of a sudden on the four games that's being mentioned, the market's fluctuated like a good one. Yeah, then you've got a major problem. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Um, I am a bit concerned about this one. Not only that, about him as a man, because I think it ain't so much the ban, right? The betting firms, especially in that sort of spot betting sort of situation, he ended up going to prison, mate. I mean, there's no word of a lie because he's basically what he's done. He's defrauding the bookmakers, like which is bad. Like, do you know what I'm saying? People saying, "How can you prove it?" You can prove it by the market, mate. And honestly, if he's held back anything, you know,
But is that enough proof?
true.
You
Is it
can just
enough
say it's
proof?
a coincidence.
It's fucking some coincidence, though, isn't it? Like to have four
Of course, it's a
games.
coincidence, but it's a very it's a very good coincidence. But at the same time, can't,
Mm,
people don't get banged up for coincidences.
true, true. Like it
It's
is.
got to be a bit of
It's
evidence.
yeah, it is an iffy situation, though, mate. I'm not gonna lie. Like for me, like where do we go with this? Like with him, because like we thought he was at the door. He might be at the door, but go to like
Yeah.
sell block H. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this American in. Lucas, how
How's
are
it
you?
Oh,
going?
Welcome. What you saying, my friend? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I hope everyone's well. What are we talking about?
Is Lucas Paqueta going to prison, Lucas?
Yes, lock him
Basically,
up. Throw away the key. Don't ever want to see him again.
oh,
what do you make of that? What we've heard tonight, because it ain't good.
Um, yeah, I mean, you don't ever want to hear stuff like that, but I don't really have a strong opinion because I think it's one of those circumstances where the FA are just going to do whatever they feel like, whether it's right or wrong. And then, say if Paqueta does get convicted, he's probably going to sue him if he feels that
Yeah,
strongly about it, and it's just going to be one giant mess. I get where both sides are coming from. Where some people are like, "Oh, it looks incredibly blatant," and then some other people are like, "How can you really prove it?" I don't know. I think there's loads of ways to print a narrative or put it in a way that you like, but for me, I'm just going to wait till whatever is announced. If I
the thing
if
is,
I
he hasn't placed bets. Tony did, and Sonali did, and that's how they got done. Because they could
yeah,
clearly
but
see his betting history.
yeah,
With
but
Paqueta, I get
there's
it's a more
gambling there,
serious
though, Mitch.
situation. I get it's a more serious situation with Paqueta. But
Yeah,
at the same time, there's no concrete evidence.
yeah, but the problem is with that, what you just said there, is
Mm.
Tonali and Tony were both gambling. They were both gambling for. They wasn't they wasn't the house. Like Paqueta's the house at the end of the day. So he's got control of the situation. So it's like, for instance, you play football professionally. You're a professional footballer. I say to you, take a yellow card for me, right? I'm going to put £500 on, and you're at, say you're 9-2, yeah. And I go, here you go. I'll bung you a 500 quid like profit on top of that.
I think
That's how it happens.
if there's evidence of like texts or calls and stuff like that, there's really no way around it. Like you're caught red-handed. But if there's
calls, they can't go back on calls. They can't trace calls, previous calls. They can trace texts.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, if there's texts or calls, he's caught red-handed. You can't really defend that. But if there's nothing of that, it's hard to really nail him for that. But again, this isn't America. This isn't any other countries. Like this isn't going to a court of law. This is the FA. They're going to deem whatever they find necessary.
I don't know, Lucas. I don't know. If the betting companies believe that he's defrauded them, he will go to a court, like, because it's basically fraud.
Situation.
Yeah, it's he's defrauding them, isn't he, to a point?
Which I think if it does go to court, I think there's a strong, and again, this is only from what I know from over here. I don't know much about the British.
What's it like in America? Because I remember a story years ago, yeah, in basketball. It was on Netflix. I watched it, yeah, and
basically Tim Donaghy, the referee, yeah.
And they were shaving points, and obviously there was that one, but there was also two basketball players that basically was like defrauding the bookmakers.
It's a lot different because back then, like, cell phones really weren't that prominent. Yeah. They were using pagers and whatnot. But in my opinion, from what I know, if this were to go to court, I think Paqueta would win in court. But if the FA, if it's just solely down to them, they will put the hammer down.
He could get a ban.
He won't go to jail. He won't go to jail. There's no way.
You guys are going to jail.
If he went to prison, I'd be dumbfounded.
He's definitely. Do you reckon he's definitely getting a ban though, isn't he? 100%.
I think it's possible, but to me, in my opinion, like I said, I see it from both sides. But if I were to make a prediction,
I think
he'll be. I don't
think he'll get any ban.
I think he'll be all right.
Why don't you think he won't get a ban then, Mitch?
Because of the evidence, I think the FA, could come under a lot of scrutiny and risk getting sued by Paqueta, which I want to do. They look after their own pockets in the day as well, and I get they can't let something like this happen. And if Paqueta does go unpunished when they do believe that he has defrauded them, then other players can't do it.
I don't know though, mate. On this one, I really don't. This one is a lot different to the Tonali and Tony situation because he's not.
That's why
he's not gambling.
He'll get away with it.
I don't know, Mitch. I really do disagree on this one, bruv. Like, really do, because I've seen this happen before. I've seen this happen in in situations before. I remember years ago, a snooker player, Stephen Lee, literally done the same, like a similar thing. Was throwing away frames, like basically threw away frames, and he got a lifetime ban from snooker.
I'll tell you who was throwing tonight. The Nuke. Shout out the Nuke. He was absolutely throwing him tonight. But it's funny you say that because one of my mates texted a group chat and said, "Has there ever been something like this that's happened before and they not gotten away with it, but like just nothing has happened from it?" And if I remember correctly, it was last year or like a year and a half ago when Xhaka was getting the word has escaped me. He was getting accused of yellow cards as well, and nothing really came of it. But again, it seems a complete different situation. But again, I'm really indifferent. Like,
who's that? Quite Mandy G.
If he gets found guilty, I think there is reasonable evidence. But if he doesn't get found guilty, I just don't think there's enough evidence. But then again, the bookmakers and betting companies are so prominent and so powerful that they could be corrupt as they like, and it is what it is at the end of the day.
It also depends how much money that they've lost also, mate. Like, this is not like a one-off thing. If this is like 4 bets and 4 huge bets at that, the bookmakers could have lost £1 million, which is like, to them, is a fucking shitload of ton of money.
And for me, as a viewer, like the 4 instances they highlighted, to me,
one of them's blatant, though, Lucas. I mean,
to me,
I really
don't
punches the ball. I can't remember what game it was. I think it was
but
Bournemouth.
He's like that though.
Yeah, but fucking punching the ball.
Those stupid things in the game.
I've seen more blatant yellow cards of people kicking the ball out or throwing the ball out to stop a counterattack or something. So like the fact that they can sit there and say he done that on purpose for money. Me personally, I just don't think there's enough in it for me, because I've seen worse. I don't know.
If the betting has fluctuated on a specific match where he's given away a yellow card, then I can understand.
And I do understand where you're coming from, Fever, because I've seen you on Twitter talking about it all day. I definitely understand, because I love sports betting as well. Like, it does look fishy when, let's say, again, we use completely different metrics for betting, but say on one day, Paqueta is plus money. So let's say plus 200 to get a yellow card. So $100, you'd win 200. It's fishy that he were to pick up a yellow card on that day at plus money, rather than, let's say, another random weekend where he's like close to evens. So I get that to a point, but at the end of the day, just those yellow cards. I mean, one of my mates said something about elbowing, that one elbow against Bournemouth. I mean, you could say Douglas Luiz was fixing when he double elbowed Kudus in the back. I mean, you can make something out of anything if you really want.
Yeah. What it is, the only thing is with that, what you're saying is correct. Yeah, I've been saying it all day, trying to like tell people something. It's like they think I'm lying to them. I wasn't lying about fucking Lopetegui. I'm not lying about this. I am telling you the truth. When it comes to sports betting, and sort of all that sort of stuff, you know what I'm about to say, Lucas. Yeah, if the market does fluctuate fast. Yeah, I mean rapid, like as in like 1 minute it's flat, and what it is, it's like a stream. Imagine a stream going through, and all of a sudden it's up and down, up and down, up and down. Then if all of a sudden it goes straight up through the fucking roof.
And if those bets are coming from the island, then they can actually. I don't know how they do it. I don't know.
They would do.
But if the bets are coming from Greater Island, where it does rise on a specific match, then I can understand it.
That is the only way that it gets found out, because basically. Paqueta could turn around and say, right, I know nothing about this, right? But he could be lying about that. But the bets will prove where the money's come from.
But then at the end of the day,
he might get a long ban if he at best. I don't think if he does get a ban, I don't think it'll be a long ban.
You can nail the hammer down on a betting angle all you want, but then at the same time, if there's no evidence, like I said, in my opinion, in a court of law where you need evidence, physical digital evidence of communication, screenshots, stuff like that. If he were to be found guilty, I would be stunned, and I would be kind of disappointed personally. I just don't think there's enough, but everything is corrupt nowadays. If someone throws enough money at a certain someone, they can get their opinion swayed, or something else can happen. So nothing would surprise me, but ultimately I would be disappointed.
Where does this leave?
What happens? This will decrease Paqueta's value if he was.
1,000%.
I was just going to say that, Mitch. But where does this leave West Ham now, then, Mitch? Because now we've got a player that we don't know whether he's going to get a ban. We can't flog him. Like, where do we go now?
I think the only way we can get around it is find, So just make the signs that we're going to try and make in this summer. If we have to spend a bit more, then I think that's what we'd have to do. Then what we're willing to do. If it was relying on, say, Paqueta money, for example, and then I'd probably say look at a young, up and coming, very raw, talented player, or a free agent kind of player, maybe like a Ross Barkley or something.
Yeah.
Just as backup, just to say if if the Paqueta deal does go through, get someone like a 1-year deal, or a very young player that could possibly, do a half decent job if he's not playing.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Because
going to be honest.
we do need someone that can kind of do the kind of things he does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I think this could really fucking rock us big time. Like really big. Like if you say he ain't going to get a year ban, right? If they're going to give 9 months to Tony for having a bet, then what the fuck they're going to give this geezer for like not having a bet but allowing other people to have a bet and him being involved in it?
There's one positive about this. It is right at the start right at the end
Yeah.
of the season, right at the start. So Lopetegui and the board have got a long time to work this out, plan about, work out all possibilities. What's the best financial solution? What's the best strategy ahead of the season?
Yeah, for me, like, it's just obviously it will rock the club a good bit because that is a lot of money. He's on big wages. We paid a lot of money for him. But say if this were to keep getting if this were to keep getting delayed, and let's say Paqueta plays 75% of the season, right? I think it's a bit of a win-win because I'll be honest, going into this summer, even if none of this was happening, if we sold him, for me personally, anything over 70 mil, I wouldn't be that mad. I would thank him for his service. He got us a good amount of money. If he stayed, new manager, maybe a new vision, maybe a new era for him as well, and we have a good player on our hands. When he's excellent, he's unreal. But it's such a weird, complex situation, really.
Yeah, but where does it go in regards to West Ham's transfer budget? Because let's be honest, I think all of us here, people in the chat know, everyone's known that Paqueta was probably going to be leaving this summer. Now, he ain't leaving now, right? Because there's no way no one's going to touch him.
I don't think this transfer window was reliant on him being sold. I think personally it would have been an added boost if he were sold. I think we're going to operate this summer the same way we were, and if we were to sell Paqueta, it probably that money that we would have gotten probably would have been used for the season after this one. I don't know. Kind of like the Rice situation where we spent knowing that we were going to get rid of Rice, and this window, it's more if Paqueta stays, it's not the worst thing in the world. If he goes, it won't really hurt us. It'll only help us. So.
Well, I'm going to ask you use this before we move on. How do you see this playing out, Mitch? Do you think he'll get away with it? Like, is he getting away with it or not, basically?
If I was to put my money on it, I don't know. If I was to put my money on it, I think he's going to get away with it.
I'm going to say he gets a big ban. I think he gets found guilty. I don't know why. Just some of the stuff that I'm reading, it makes a lot of sense for someone who is spot betting. Like someone who's I'm in that game, right? Not as in like spot betting, but I'm in the gambling vicinity. I know when I see stuff like that with the markets and things like that, I can see that if he has done something like this, it won't take long for these betting companies to find out. Betway is one of the worst, mate. I mean, one of the worst. That is one company that, yes, I am banned from. I will say that.
You're spot fixing.
They are a fucking nightmare, mate. 100%. Right. So yeah. But what you saying, Lucas? Yes or no?
Can I quickly say something? Sorry, Lucas. That Irons comment. Does anyone know if that's true? The one about 145 million.
I think that's just what we made this season or something. I don't know. I'm not 100%. It could be true. I don't know. I personally think, though, if I had to put money on it today with what we know, I would personally say he'll get away with it. But more could come out, obviously. I just think with the previous evidence we have right now, if it's still the same going forward, I can't see how he can be convicted. But So I would say he won't get banned.
Vincent, I do know how gambling works. Unlike you, who don't know how to spell it, and I do know how the court works. And if the court finds him fucking guilty, he's going to prison, mate. And we're gonna have to send him fucking razor blades to get him out. Yeah, listen, it is what it is. I'm saying, Paqueta, I hope you're not guilty, but if you are, we will be there. And anyone wants to click me up, they can. Fair enough.
I'm gonna just start spreading the hashtag free Paqueta.
Free Paqueta, mate.
100%.
Right, Lopetegui, gentlemen, has arrived. It's signed, sealed, and delivered. That is one that I got absolutely spot on, and I am quids in, baby. Lopetegui, baby.
You had pretty good odds on that, I think. I remember you saying.
I did have good odds on that because when I speak, I don't speak bollocks. I speak fucking truth.
James, to be honest,
debatable.
You've give me a lot of tips over the last years I've known you.
I
think every single one of them, besides one Lopetegui one, has not come up.
Well, there's always one, baby. There's always one, and the one was a good one. What do you make of Lopetegui, Mitch? First off, are you happy with the appointment?
No, he's here. You know, it's like a new signing. Sometimes you look, you go, oh, I don't want him, but when he comes, you're like, yeah. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's a new signing, a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah, I'm happy. You know, you asked me a few months ago when we was linked to all the big names. You know, names bigger than him. I would have been like, oh, definitely not Lopetegui. But now he's here. You know, I think I'm trying to think positive. Trying to think of how, you know, him and Tim Starton are trying to get in this market nice and early, which I do like. And that was one fault I always had with Moyes. He always took it too late in the transfer windows. But it does seem like Lopetegui's trying to be quick, which I do like. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the appointment. Do I think he's going to last? I don't think he will. I think he'll be a maximum 2 years.
I agree. Yeah,
I agree.
I agree with you on that. I can't see him being in it for the third year. I'll be quite shocked if he is.
I reckon if I had to predict, he'll have an all right season this season. There'll be like good signs there, but then I reckon he just won't click in his second season, and where he wants to push, it just won't work. He'll have disagreements with the budget and signing.
Yeah.
Nah, we'll see. Hopefully.
Yeah. What are you saying, Lucas? Lopetegui.
I wouldn't say happy, because I mean, he's not. And again, I tell you all this all the time. I never put my preference over West Ham. If they think it's the right appointment, I'll back it. I'll support him. But in terms of my opinion, my preference, I wouldn't say I'm happy. I wouldn't say I'm furious. But I don't rate him that highly. I think he's a sideways step to what we've gotten, and I am completely willing to be proved wrong. I was proved wrong on Moyes, and I was happy to back him until the very end when he proved me wrong. And apparently that's wrong. Once I give an opinion, I have to stick to that opinion. Got absolute grief for that, by the way. I would really like to know how many people from the very beginning backed Moyes until the very end, but I digress. I'm not happy with it, but I will back him. I supported Gökhan Torre. I supported Harvard Nordvient, even though I thought they were shit. And I still supported them. If they were on the pitch, I supported them. I can still think they're shit.
After the first two games, I didn't support Torre anymore.
No, but you get what I'm saying, though. Like, I thought they were not good players, but if they're on the pitch, I'm going to back them. I'm going to support them. But I'm not happy with it. But like Mitch said, it does feel a bit like a new sign. So it's a bit of a breath of fresh air, I would say, but that doesn't necessarily make me happy or positive. Jesus, that was absolutely disgusting.
He is a fucking cunt, isn't he?
It is what it is. I liked some of the stuff he said in his interviews, but at the same time, like, take of that what you may. He said he wanted West Ham. Apparently, Tim wanted him from the very beginning, which I actually put in a group chat. If Tim Steiden actually wanted him from the very beginning, I think that's poor. I think that's absolutely poor.
He didn't want him.
But if he is the guy he sought out for, and who he wanted, and Lopetegui wanted us, that's positive to me. But like I said, I'm not a fan, But if West Ham think that's the best move, I will support West Ham. I'll support Lopetegui. I hope he proves me wrong in my own personal opinion, and I hope we win the lot. If he does, I'll eat crow happily. I love being proven wrong or right.
I'm going to be honest. All these people that keep saying that Tim's picked him and all that, it's the biggest load of bollocks I've ever in my life. Sullivan picked him, and that's a fact. It's a
combination of both.
Nah, it's Sullivan, mate, all day. Absolutely all day.
I think Tim started on him as well, though.
Tim started, turned around and said, right, David Sullivan said to him, Tim, Lopetegui's coming in, you've either got to put up or fuck off, basically. And he said, all right, I'll put up with it. As simple as that.
And what does that show you? Again, Sullivan is probably using Steiden as a shield, because that remark did come out that Steiden was the one who made it apparent at the beginning that he wanted him. And I agree with you on that. Knowing Tim Steiden and whatever little we all know about him, we don't know much, but we know he's a bit ambitious. There's no shot that he looked at Lopetegui and said, that's ambitious. So again, just like Moyes, just like some other people, Sullivan is using someone as a human shield for some of his decisions. And again, it is what it is. Lopetegui's here. I'm going to support him. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope we have a good, decent season. I'm hoping for success.
How much of a job?
Who would have thought David Moyes would have come into at the time he did? No one would have ever thought he would have taken us and won the Conference League. So
exactly.
That gives me hope. That
should
give everyone hope that it is possible that Lopetegui possibly could have a brilliant season next season, and we could get, depending on obviously the transfer window goes, but we could possibly get.
And that's what keeps my hopes alive, just like what Mitch said. No one in their right mind thought David Moyes would be a success here, and he proved us all wrong. Whether Moyes in, Moyes out, you can't argue the trophy, and if you do, you're a bit of a cunt. So
I never thought Emery would come into Aston Villa and take him straight to top four once he came in.
But you've also got to look at this: is what's acceptable next year and what's not. Like next season, right? What's unacceptable next season, Mitch, for you?
You know, me and Mitch haven't spoken in a while, and I am very interested to see what he says about this.
What isn't acceptable?
Yeah.
So there's a difference between, for me, having a successful season and what is unacceptable.
Right.
So unsuccessful and unacceptable. Unacceptable for me would be say we spent a lot of money in the summer. He got all the players he wanted, or a lot of players he wanted in, and we didn't finish, say, any higher. Say we finished 12th or lower.
Right.
I think that's unacceptable. I think what's unsuccessful is if we don't qualify for a conference at least. If we qualify for Conference League at least, I think it is a successful season.
Massive success, in my opinion, if that were
so basically, he's got to get top 10.
In between bit, if we finish, say, higher than 12th, but we see signs over the season that we are getting better and better, and the football's getting really good, and we're like Palace, like Palace have done this season, for example.
Yeah.
Then by the end of the season,
but over the course of a season instead of like 8 matches.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
So basically, what you're saying
is progress, then that's slightly different.
So basically, what you're saying is then top 10. So top 10 is an acceptable season for you then.
For me, any hot. So 11th or higher is acceptable. Is acceptable
with the signs of good football, and I agree with mostly with everything Mitch said. If you were to tell me next season we finished 11th or 12th and we made it to a quarterfinal of the FA Cup or League Cup, I'd be buzzing with that. But Mitch does make a good point. There is a difference between what's acceptable and unacceptable. All right, what were the 2 words you used?
Unsuccessful and unacceptable.
Okay, yeah. For me, anything lower than like 12th or 13th, I think, is inexcusable. And whoever accepts that is a bit of a hypocrite from over the past couple seasons who have slated a certain manager that's no longer here.
The
I
only
won't say
way
his name.
I could accept it is say we were very unlucky with injuries.
Yeah.
And
Small details like that I can agree with. But
Yeah.
for me, a successful season to me, and I get it, it's a new manager coming in. There will be a transition. I'm not asking for the world. But if we finished top 10, 10th or 11th, I wouldn't be angry, but I just feel like there's a lot of moving the goalpost with this, and I just don't necessarily agree with a lot of it. But if he were to finish 10th, I'd be very happy.
I think he has to. I think he has to finish top 10. For me, like the West Ham of mid-table is dead and buried.
And a good point from Troge here as well. No Europe. 10th should be
I was
a great
that.
aim. That should be the aim. No Europe.
For me, the aim should be top 7, like Europa League, Conference. I think it should be the aim.
Yeah, but first season, Mitch, transitional season. Yeah, it's not like we're asking this geezer to go and finish 6th. Like, I think when I look at it, top 10 is a doable thing for West Ham.
Again, it does depend, I think, on how the transfer window goes. If he spends a lot of money, he gets all the players he gets in, say early as well, when he's got a lot of time to bed them in. I think that should be the aim.
That's a good question. Yeah. That's a good question from Billy. Yeah, what's realistic, and what do you think Sullivan has set for Lopetegui? Now,
we all know Sullivan's aspirations and ambitions. As long as we stay in the
league, yeah, right. But for us as fans, it has to be top 10, surely, Lucas.
I don't want to call it a dream because we've already lived our dream 3 seasons in a row, and I do think we should be pushing towards that standard. But the goal for us and the players we have and the players we hope to acquire should be fighting for conference. If Lopetegui got conference for us next season, I would be so over the moon. I would take everything back I said and happily and rightfully, yes, clip it.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's his first season. It is going to be a transitional season. No doubt. But because it's a sideways step, he's not, in my opinion, not better than Moyes, not worse than Moyes.
Yeah.
Like the standard has to be kept to a certain degree. Like 10th would be, I would accept that and I would be happy with it. 10th would be good.
The thing is, when you've got Mohamed Kudus, Alvarez, Bowen, these players don't want to finish mid-table. Exactly. Simple as that. Do you know what I mean? These are not mid-table, fucking players. Well, they are top quality players that we've got at our club.
Yeah, they are. Now, they should be playing European competitions. 100%.
Exactly.
They should be, and that's the thing with us. That's where our mindset. And that's one thing I will say with Moyes is he has made us into a side that should be competing at the top end of the fucking league. Like Lee, shout out to American Lee. Yeah, he turned around and said in West Ham's history they've only finished 21 times in the top 10 in their entire history. I think it is that he said in the top league. And I'm like, fuck me.
That puts so much into perspective, and and if it doesn't, I question like where your vision and like
how
the
many
state.
times was that,
this
sorry?
21, which is crazy.
Yeah,
like and there's people out there that think we are like the next super club, the next big thing going. But
we should be with higher what's the thing, investment.
I agree.
The fact we've come to shithole stadium.
Yes, I agree. But you have to stay grounded. You've got to stay grounded to a point, and
grounded. But at the same time, as fans, we shouldn't be accepting, we shouldn't be accepting our history and going, oh yeah, but I had a mate from work who always used to tell me, and he used to tell me I moan too much a couple of years ago, and he was just telling me, Mitch, and he was like I think 15, 20 years older than me. He would say, Mitch, you've got it fucking cushy now, mate. You didn't know what it was like back in late 90s, early 2000s, when it was getting relegated every season. I said, but mate, difference is, I would personally rather those days of Upton Park and great atmosphere and having a buzz about going to games than finishing top 10 every season and going to this shithole stadium and and other shithole stadiums in the league that are getting remodelled and shit, then what we've got now.
It's a bit of a weird spot because again,
I agree with you on that.
It's hard to argue that someone is ambitious and has aspirations for the club because we all do. But then you have to stay realistic and grounded at the same time because you have to look at other clubs that are around us that you could argue, and some of them not arguable. They're bigger. They have more money than us. They have more ambitious owners. And then
but I don't know though, Lucas. I'm going to say this, just to interrupt you quickly, is that we are a big club. We are a massive.
We are.
Club,
I'm definitely not saying that, but when people want the aspirations to be Europe every single season, you have to put into context who else we're going against. We're going against Newcastle, who are state-owned, good owners, good, big, huge club. Aston Villa.
Yeah, but not all them teams are going to be bang on it every single season.
I agree.
One of them, usually season, one of them drops off a tiny bit.
I agree. I agree with that. But the difference is the state of ownership, how the club is ran. Those two clubs run more efficiently than us, and we have to rely more on the pitch, our players, and the output rather than those two clubs. They could probably find it easier to replace players and get whoever they want on the pitch.
But Aston Villa have got really good owners. If I've got this right, any Villa fans in the chat, help me out here. But I'm sure that they're owned by Egyptians, who are very wealthy, like multi-billionaires, And when I look at David Sullivan, this is a geezer that won't even pay £20 million out for a fucking youngster. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is a geezer, I'm going to say it quite openly, this is a geezer that we go and play Everton in a League Cup game a few years ago and he won't even pay 40 grand out for a plane.
But those are the small differences I'm talking about. They're not, how do I explain it? They're small, but they're impactful. Those types of things tell you.
Yeah.
Those types of things can paint you a picture. You know what I mean? Like what you just said. I still haven't forgot about that. That's an absolute disgrace, by the way. But again, it is what it is. Just like any Premier League season, the margins are so paper thin of what can happen, what will happen, and it can make and break clubs.
One thing I'm going to say before we sort of come towards the end is Tim Steidten. This is his time now. He's been gassed up and everyone's raved about him. Mitch, what do you make of him in this sort of summer transfer window? He's going to have to get this absolutely spot on, isn't he? Especially now with the Paqueta situation.
Yeah, but he'll have a plan. Apparently, I saw an article earlier saying that West Ham have been preparing for this anyway, both outcomes.
So,
and there's so much money involved, and it's such a big thing that I'm pretty sure they would have looked at it as a possibility and prepared. So, I think it'll be all right.
Are you nervous about next year?
Call Name Redemption season next season, let me tell you.
Fuck, man. He still won't get on the pitch under Lopetegui. Imagine if he comes on the pitch, he just tears it up, isn't it? It's funny, but what are you saying about Tim Steidten next season, Lucas?
For me, like Mitch said, I did see some about how the club, Tim, whoever, they're preparing for life with or without Paqueta. And I think he'll do a decent job. It all just depends on what the aim is. So for me, if you go through our first team, we got a good first team. There's a few improvements that we need to make on the first team. But for me, this summer has to be about filling out the squad. We need players that can come off the bench. We need players that can show up when someone else is injured or down, playing terribly.
I actually disagree. I think we need a lot of first teamers, to be honest.
I agree on that.
For me,
in terms of
first team,
we need a new right back. We need new defenders. We need a new left winger.
How many?
What?
5?
How many players do we need in total?
Well, how many players do we need in a first team squad? It would start 11. 5, I think.
I think we should look to get. I think 4 really.
I think you need. I get what you're saying. I think that the centre half is a problem. You got Mavropanos there. Okay, fair enough. But Zuma's not the guy. Right back's a problem. Yeah, because if Ben's going, right, I found out today he's doing a church talk on the June the 9th in Kingsley or in Dagenham. Fucking
What?
the old man come back. Yeah, he come back with a fucking with a flyer, so he's doing a church talk.
I
So
don't think Mitch is too far off
True
on
story.
4. I would say a striker. If you told me our next season, our midfield 3, if we were to play one, would still be Edson, Paqueta, and Souček, or Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, Paqueta, whatever. I still think that midfield's good enough. So for me, a striker, a left winger, and then obviously a center half as well. So 3 or 4 to the first team. But if we're expecting 6 or 8 signings, it needs to be spread out. We need depth. We need quality off the bench. We cannot go another season not having anyone to bring off the bench. It's an absolute disgrace. I haven't seen anything like it. When you go to look to the bench and you need someone to come on and make an impact, it's a disgrace that we have no one.
Like, we've got Ben Rama back though. I know it's not the best, but he's not bad.
He will be sold.
Mate, my boy's coming back, mate. He's gonna tear it up like Lookman did last night.
He's coming back.
I think he'll be sold, but if he were to come back, I wouldn't hate it. It's a new manager, new life for him as well. And again, even though I was going to say the opposite of what I thought. I think Benrahma's decent when he's off the bench. So, again, I wouldn't mind that. But everyone has a different opinion. But I cannot go another season where we do not have anyone to bring off the bench. If Danny Ings is the first player we're bringing off the bench, that's a disgrace to me. That's an absolute disgrace.
I agree with Mitch on this. I really do. Yeah. Obviously, as I say earlier, the defence is a major problem. Like, what do you do with Kirk Zuma? Like, this geezer's got 1 year left on his contract. Do you offer him a new deal? Do you run the contract down? Or do you sell him? Like, that's an issue for me, because you've got a player there.
I personally don't think. I think there's no chance he's going to get sold. So I think he's just going to have to run out his contract.
So you run his contract down, and fair enough. Then you got the left winger. Yeah, what do you do with that? We need one, right? Wilfred Zaha.
There's three musts. There's 3 musts in my opinion. Like 100%, we need a striker, we need a left winger, and we need a center half. Those are the 3.
I think we need a midfielder, though, Lucas.
I was going to say something different. I think we need a right back. If Johnson's gone, we need a right back really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know about really bad. I think Soufal had a decent season. And you'll probably say otherwise.
What about he gets injured or in cups?
I'm just talking about the first team, though.
I don't think Soufal's good enough for first team anyway.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
The thing is, Soufal can have good games, but he's not consistent enough to rely on over a season, every season.
But who is in our first team? Consistent.
Bowen.
Kudus.
Maybe Emerson to a point.
Our goalkeepers.
I don't know. Even Areola though. Like, that also. Like League One.
Wes don't play in the way Lopetegui will like either.
Yeah, but League One Wes is getting.
I don't even know. I don't even know Lopetegui's style. I've heard about 15 different things that he's like Moyes. He's not like Moyes. I'm gonna wait for preseason, which I will be in Tampa for it, and I'll just have to wait and see. But I'm not gonna try and act like I'm an expert or anything. All I know of Lopetegui is what I've seen at Wolves. What he'd done at Wolves was fantastic for them. But in terms of the style and whatnot, it does not intrigue me.
Right. Aaron Cresswell. Happy
Disgrace.
or not?
I'm really not happy with this one.
No, am I. I agree.
I just want to know where these younger players are, because we're about to buy a 28-year-old center half that's played in Brazil his whole entire career. We're signing, or we're extending Aaron Cresswell.
I think that centre half is a perfect squad rotation player.
I think he's all right.
We need an upgrade on the first team, and hopefully we get more than just him at center half.
As long as we do, that's fair enough. But I think with the price he's at and experience, in terms of playing senior football.
And again, I'm not
going to
say me personally, even though I said what I just said. At the end of the day, I will not say fuck off to a Brazilian international. He's got to have something about him. You know what I mean? But still, we've been hearing for the past 2 seasons how old this squad is. We need younger players, and we're extending a 34 going on 35-year-old. We're bringing in a 28, possibly going on 29-year-old center half who literally has not left Brazil. Like, you can't tell me that these are fantastic signings. Especially from the people that have been complaining and whipping on about we need younger players, but oh no, these are going to be fantastic signings. Make it make sense.
Yeah, but Cresswell, like, I see people defending it, Mitch, like going, "Oh yeah, give him another year." I'm thinking, I might as well go and get him a fucking wheelchair, mate, like, and just wheel him around fucking Stratford.
Oh, mate.
Like,
I'll tell you what, in the last game at City as well, every time we got the ball, that little clipped over the top ball he does, he loves down the fucking wing, which never goes to fucking anyone. I was calling the Scouse cunt every fucking time he done that.
What I'm saying is, right, is that, listen, Cresswell's had a good career at West Ham, right? He really has. Yeah, he really has. But then the thing what I can't understand, it drives me fucking berserk, is people moan that they don't see the youth. And now they're stopping a youth player coming in because they want to give Cresswell a year's contract. Right?
Because he'll be great for the dressing room. This guy's been wanting to leave for the past 2.5 seasons.
If it's one player that ain't good for the dressing room, it'll be him.
I wouldn't go that far.
No one fucking understands him. No one fucking understands the cunt.
you know what I mean? When you know what I mean? But it is it is what it is, isn't it? Like, I just don't fucking get it, right? And like, people are like very much like saying, "Oh, don't play." Like, everyone was screaming about the youth when Moyes was here. The fucking youth's gone missing there. Oh no, right, don't worry about that. We'll just keep it. And I see this comment, and I'll shout out to English Yardie. Yeah, big up to him. Cresswell is there to mentor the younger players, but he can't fucking defend.
That's what Mark Noble's there for.
Cresswell can't defend.
Should we just keep a 38-year-old in every single position then, just to fucking mentor the youngsters? Then?
I would love to keep Ogbonna, but that ain't happening. He would be a better mentor than Cresswell.
I tell you what, let's keep UCS Goliath. Let's get him back on a free agent deal. Let's get back, I don't know. Let's get back Arbeloa. Let's get back fucking James Collins.
I know that, but listen, like, one man whose birthday is today is your favourite.
Uncle Edge, I love you. Happy birthday.
Fuck it. Give him a 10-year deal, mate. He can mentor the defenders.
It's Ogbonna's birthday. I know you forgot.
Yeah, you forgot. It is his birthday, mate. 36, I think it is today.
Yeah. And I will begin his kit before this summer sale ends, because it's looking like he's not coming back, and I need my Augie kit. I need that Conference League winners Europa League badge right on the arm. But again, I said, if you want to keep a mentor around an older player, Ogbonna every single day of the week, twice on Sunday, 366.
Yeah, no.
I think the mentoring thing is pretty bollocks.
It's an easy get out. I'm gonna be straight. It's an easy get out. It's like, so yeah, keep him around for another year so you can mentor. Like, you don't have to mentor fucking no one. Like, I'm not being funny. Scholes teared it up in Europe a few years ago, and then we don't see him again. Like, it's like he plays and then we don't see him again. But you know,
especially
it is what it is.
He's on massive wages, like.
Good point. Yeah.
I'm saying, but it is. Like, I'm not gonna lie, with the Cresswell thing, that fucking irritated me the other day. One thing I will say, what do you make of Wesley?
I don't know anything about him.
Honestly, I watched a bit of clips, and I'll be completely honest, I don't think he looks all that.
I think he looks okay. He looks okay for what we need.
His close control's pretty shit. Like, he just knocks the ball around plays. He won't be able to do it in the Premier League. He's got very long strides. I think the kind of way he's built, he looks more of a striker instead of a left winger.
Who said that to me last night? Fucking someone said it to me. Kane said that to me. He said, James, I'm telling you, he's more of a striker than he's a winger. And now you've just said it.
It looks like the way he strikes the ball, he goes through it, he don't try and curve it. He looks like he'd be, if he did come in and play as a striker, then he could actually. He looked pretty good, I think. As a winger, I don't think he's cut for it. I'd welcome him. I think he'd be good backup in all the three positions, and he's got a bit of potential about him. As long as we don't pay over the odds for him, yeah, I don't mind that.
What about you, Lucas?
I don't know anything about him. All I know is that he plays on the wing and or striker. He plays in Brazil. He's 18, 19. There's some other clubs
loads of goals.
There's some other big clubs after him as well, but I don't really have an opinion on him. I would prefer someone maybe a bit more established in a better league. But again, Tim loves Brazil. Tim is the Brazilian expert. I hope he goes on the plane. I hope he brings a few back. But if he comes here, I will support him.
Right, we're going to fire at you a few names, then we're going to wrap this up. Wilfried Zaha, gentlemen, yes or no?
I'll tell you what, he is tailor-made to play at West Ham and be a part of this fan base. But I actually hate him so much, it would disgust me if he was at this club.
At times he dived and fucked us up.
No, he's a disgusting person, in my opinion. I absolutely can't stand him. But all those things I just said is what makes us love certain West Ham players. So again, does he fit the aura? Yes. But as a person and what I've seen from him, absolutely not. And he's 33.
33. We're going up in age.
But no, bring him in. 33. Fuck off.
Mitch, Zaha, yes or no?
I hate Zaha. I've cunted him off so many times. I think he's a cunt.
Yeah.
But I've rated him so highly as a player his whole career. I think he's such a good player. His legs may have gone a little bit, but he still looks quite sharp from what I've seen of him. On a 1-year deal, yeah.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Right, what about this? What about this man? Where's Fotherington?
That has to. I don't. That literally.
League One, Wes? DeCanio? League One, Wes?
I wouldn't. No.
He is fodder.
I tell you what, if we go in for him and there's fucking Nathan Trott out in Denmark fighting to try and get a fucking spot in this club, it is just ridiculous, mate. I'm not going to lie. Right, El Naziri, gentlemen.
How the fuck did you do that?
I'll do it again. No, it won't work that time. There you go. Magic. El Naziri, yes or no, gentlemen?
I'm sick of hearing his name.
Mate, ever since I've done this fucking channel... I'm
sick of hearing you say it with an L as well.
I used to say it all the time as well, but and Nezri.
Nezri, yeah. Oh, Zaha's 31.
But what are you, Mitch? What are you saying on him then as a striker?
Thank you for the fact check, Brian. I appreciate it genuinely.
I'll take him. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so complacent. I have the same attitude as well. Like. If he's our only choice to bring in, sure, yeah, why not?
Yeah, because we haven't been linked to many strikers.
We got linked to that Stuttgart striker, but
yeah,
Grassi and fucking Boniface, is never going to come to us. He could pick fucking
again.
Any Champions League team he wants.
I want to be ambitious, but at the same time, we have to be realistic. Like in Nezri, he doesn't excite me. He doesn't wow me. Is a player from being honest.
But possibly we've come back on Lopetegui. He might have a bit of desire.
Yeah, which for me, that's what I would have to personally bank on. Is that?
But is he the right striker for West Ham?
No, not in my opinion.
I think West Ham needs to go all out and go and get fucking Ivan Toney from Brentford. Just go and get him.
Oh, not a chance. I don't want him as well. He won't. He played for 2 years, bagging loads of goals, and then fucking say. Yeah, him
and Paqueta gambling together. It's a match made in heaven. Fuck it, no. Tony would be a great sign for West Ham. Literally a fucking great sign.
I don't.
I disagree. Okay, then. So I'll give you another one. You got three strikers in the Premier League, right? That we could go for. You got Solanke at Bournemouth. Shout out to Kane. He fucking said it. I mugged him off last year. Now
I was wrong again on Solanke as well.
Yeah, I was wrong. What a prick I am. Tony, you got Eddie Nketiah that people keep mentioning, like that little bastard Alfred. Yeah, like Oh, Mitch. Because we need someone.
Honestly, I think I'm sick of hearing. There's a curse around the kind of the big target men like strikers. Doesn't matter how good they are, doesn't matter how good they've played previously.
Once they put on that claret and
I
blue,
want someone that's quicker and moves the ball well and runs the channels. If we was to get, say, Solanke, I really don't think he'd be good for us.
Don't. If we end up with fucking, what was it, Anthony Martial? Because he's a free agent now. It wouldn't surprise me if he fucking end up at West Ham. Do you know what I mean? I would literally go.
And it wouldn't surprise me if he played well.
that I don't know. That screams West Ham retirement home to me.
He's not that old,
Martial. Well, no, but he's finished. He's done. That is an easy payday for Martial. But in terms of what you just said, I think Ivan Toney is the better player out of him and Solanke. But for my own sanity, I would probably rather pay the money for Solanke, just because again, Tony's just going to moan and he's a prick. He's an absolute prick.
But do you go next year? Because it might be a scenario next season that we don't get a striker. Yeah, we bring in a couple of wingers.
We get a striker.
And Bowen goes up front. Now, Marcus Edwards, I've always said it at Sporting Lisbon, would be a fucking great player. Put him on the right.
We don't need more right wingers.
Yeah, but Kudus can play on the left. You go Kudus left.
No. I don't want to see Kudus on the left.
10 then. At the 10. He has to be the 10.
I don't want to see Paqueta out wide either. Oh my God, this is too much.
Well, he ain't going to be playing out wide. He's going to be fucking in Nick, mate. Playing for like the cell block H fucking 11. That's what he's going to be playing for at the minute.
Let's just stick Kudus up front.
Yeah.
I'd rather see that than him on the left.
Baroness Brady up front.
I know, fucking hell. Yeah, but before we wrap this up, are you glad that this season's over now and this Moyes stuff's ended? Because I know something. I've done all my videos this week. Listen, before I speak to the boys, go and check out all the videos I've done. I've fucking done some videos. Charlie Walsh, Jamie Talks, fucking Sloth, loads of people this week. Are you boys happy that the season's done? Like, i.e. with Moyes and everything? Because I'm going to be straight.
Yeah.
I'm fucking over the moon, mate. I really am. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I am fucking buzzing, mate, and I am going to enjoy my fucking holiday. What are you saying?
Yeah, Sarkankov is decent. I wouldn't mind him.
He is, Mitch.
From Girona.
Yeah.
I would say with the drama, I'd say yes. I'm happy the season's over, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm going to miss Moyes. He's officially gone now. Shout out to Clips. I will be watching that whole video. I don't care what anyone says. I will be watching it. Yeah. And, just from the drama point of view and all the bullshit, I'm happy the season's over. But that doesn't mean what we've done is correct, right? Who knows what's going to happen? Hopefully good things happen. And we can all be positive next season, give the manager a fair shake, some of the new players that come in a fair shake. But I will predict there will be another divide, another meltdown incoming.
Well,
and guess who will be there?
I bet you fucking will be.
This guy.
Mitch, what you saying about what was said there about obviously the Moyes in, Moyes out situation? All right, and the season as a whole coming to an end.
I just hope all our fans could just be nice, not make up any more bullshit stories and bullshit rumours.
Everyone be nice to each other.
Sit back, and just be hopeful for the season. Be hopeful, not judging players before they come in and judging managers, which I've been guilty of. But
we all have.
You know what? I especially have been proved wrong massively over the last few years about certain signings and certain players. Players have been pretty accurate on most times, but in terms of the manager and the style of play and expectations for the season, I said when I thought in the first full season of Moyes, I thought we'd get 18th, 17th, and we got Europa League, so anything's possible. Yeah,
I agree, mate. One thing I will say, I am glad that sort of that era, and shout out to Clips also. It's fucking amazing video. Like I watched bits of it before I was thinking I even put something out on Twitter. Yeah, shout out to him. He always used to message me, Clips, and say, James, keep going with E20 because you're doing all right. So yeah, shout out to him, mate. He's a fucking top man, and what he does with that sort of with the videos and everything, it's just like class. Yeah, I'm glad it's over. I am. I'm glad it's over. This is a new beginning, new start for everyone. People still will be acting like pricks in regards to this manager. Like the other day, I'm seeing people saying sack the cunt before he's even fucking arrived, which is just mental.
No,
but, you know,
I heard he wasn't coming in. There was some last minute thoughts.
don't because I've been saying this for 5 fucking months. Literally, do you know what? I told everyone in January. I said, listen, get on this geezer at 8-1. He's coming. I'm telling you, earn some cash. And then people look at me like I'm a lying prick. And I was like, well, now I'm happy. I'm quids in. I'm going away on holiday on the free. So yeah, there you go. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It's done. It's over. New era, new dawn. Lopetegui, baby. Gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up now. Yeah, it's been a pleasure having both of you back on this fucking channel for a long time. Lucas is back in the US and Mitch is just loving life, chilling. You know what I mean? You got anything new going on with you, Mitch? Anything like football related? Anything in life? Tyson Fury, Usyk.
No.
Did you watch that the other night?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
I personally thought it was a draw. Everyone thought it was. I personally would have scored it a draw. But...
Yeah, I know. Well, I was the dumb prick who backed Tyson Fury at the weekend. Yeah, thank fuck for.
I backed him as well on split decision points.
Yeah, thanks fuck Lopetegui coming. It's sort of be right at, but it is what it is. Right, gentlemen, I'm going to wrap that up there. Listen, smash a like on the video. Subscribe to E20 Zone TV. It's good to have that man back in action. It's also good to see that man also. That's it now. That's me done for the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be back next week to talk about West Ham. It's like Lucas Paqueta gets away with it and he's playing in the shirt or he's fucking sold. Because last thing we want is him to sort of end up on a ban for like 2 years because that will really fuck us up. And I will see you again in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Much love. Bosh.